Hi, Jason the tour guide here, and I'm walking through Bloomsbury, a lovely area full of these old Georgian houses like you can see behind me. Let me test my camera skills out now. So, a centuries old Georgian square. In fact, I've heard it being called the most unspoiled Georgian square. It used to be centre of the publishing industry until the 1980s. I got off at Tottenham Court Road station. I've just walked through Bedford Square, and the next street I'm going to take is Gower Street. The very lovely old Georgian street. Unfortunately, it's quite a main road, so you get a lot of busy traffic rolling through there. But it's a very interesting street. Charles Darwin lived along there for a while, so there's a nice little Darwin exhibition at the moment, which is part of the university, the UCL, University College of London, which uses a lot of these buildings. So very much in the part of College Town along here. So there's a lot of traffic, as you can see. Try and ignore the cars. Let's go back in time. We're walking along Gower Street, and there's a blue plaque just ahead next to that blue door, which is for Lady Ottoline Morrell. So Lady Ottoline Morrell was a friend of the members of the Bloomsbury Group, a lover of Bertrand Russell and a friend of Virginia Woolf and Lytton Strachey and Aldous Huxley and D.H. Lawrence, although on recognising herself in the character of Lady Hermione in Women in Love, she threatened to sue for libel, so it wasn't all a bed of roses. And at this address she held regular Thursday evenings, attended by many members of the Bloomsbury Group. So I just turned left off Gower Street and I've come down this road. You can see this nice old Victorian church over there, Church of Christ the King. And if I look straight ahead, I'll be walking into Gordon Square. And here is a plaque about the Bloomsbury Group. So Virginia Woolf lived just on Gordon Square. There she is with her friend Lytton Strachey, the biographer. Down below is the artist and sister of Virginia Woolf, Vanessa Bell. She got her surname because she married art critic Clive Bell. So those two lived along here as well, as did the economist Maynard Keynes and the artist Duncan Grant. And decades ago, it probably took a turn through Gordon Square, like we're doing right now. So a lot of the buildings around Gordon Square were damaged in the war, but this street survives. And they really just lived all along this street. Sometimes it seems like kind of a pointless exercise in moving house. At 46 Gordon Square, where there's now a plaque for John Maynard Keynes, was the home of Virginia, Vanessa, Adrian and Toby Stephen from 1904 to 1907. It is where the Bloomsbury Group began. Their Thursday evenings of conversation and recitals were attended by the likes of Leonard Woolf, who went on to marry Virginia, Lytton Strachey, Roger Fry, all these familiar names if you've done any reading on the Bloomsbury Group. So this plaque, just to save on making plaques perhaps, it says, here and in neighbouring houses. During the first half of the 20th century, there lived several members of the Bloomsbury Group, including Virginia Woolf, Clive Bell and the Stracheys. That saved a bit of time. However, just next door, there is a plaque for Lytton Strachey, the biographer, author of eminent Victorians. He wrote about Queen Victoria and our heroic nurse, the lady with the lamp, Florence Nightingale. And I'm just walking one square over from Gordon Square to the next square, to Tavistock Square. So no wonder when they made the BBC drama about the Bloomsbury Group recently, they called it Life in Squares. Now this side of Tavistock Square, where the Tavistock Hotel is, you can definitely see that's post-war, was bombed in the war, which is a shame because that is where Virginia Woolf lived for the last few years of her life and where she wrote a lot of her key works. So they definitely would have liked to have put a plaque there. However, perhaps even better is they put a memorial for her inside Tavistock Square, which we'll go and take a look at. So coming into Tavistock Square now. Welcome to Tavistock Square. They've got a little plaque here telling us about Virginia Woolf. She looks very young and beautiful in this picture, which is handy because the memorial for her isn't so flattering. It's off here in the corner. The memorial is a bust cast from an original piece by Stephen Tomlin, who was an artist and a friend of the Bloomsbury Group. Virginia didn't like being a muse, she didn't like posing for the piece, she didn't like being the centre of attention, and she didn't like the finished piece, because to be blunt, it makes her look a bit ugly. And so perhaps it's kind of an amusing irony that it is now her memorial in the middle of Tavistock Square where she used to live. Perhaps the humour in that wouldn't be lost on her. That's my little tour of Bloomsbury. Hope you liked it. Hope to see you back again for another virtual walk around London. Give us an upvote, subscribe to the channel, and I'll hopefully see you soon.